Hey, I'm back. Uh, so, what kind of mythical creature or something I want to talk about today? I think I'll go with the Phoenix because I mentioned it last time. And again, Phoenix is one of my favorites, so yeah. Uh, and mainly I'm gonna be using Wikipedia right now as the source for some of my dragon the memory, just because it's easier to get to, and even though they're not considered an academic source, they're pretty good on some other information. So I'm not going for academic achievement here. I'm just going for the best place I can get information quickly. So, according to the Wikipedia, the Phoenix name itself is derived from Old English, which they say is from a Latin or from a Greek word, which is interesting considering the Phoenix comes from Persia or Egyptian origins. So, yeah. Yeah, let's not give them any credit to this wonderful creature. Yeah. Mhm. Of course, they also say it might come from the Greek word for griffin. I'm like, really? You're gonna mistake a griffin for a phoenix? Completely different animals. But yeah. So, but I am gonna go with how Wikipedia says the phoenix is described, so I'm gonna read that. The Egyptians have also another sacred bird called the phoenix, which I myself have never seen. This is from Herodotus. I'm probably mispronouncing that word or that name, so please forgive me on that one. This is a record from him from ancient Egypt. So where was I? Oh, um, he myself I've never seen except in pictures. Indeed, is a great rarity even in Egypt. Only coming there, according to the accounts of people of Hippolytus. Again, sorry if I mispronounce. Once in every 500 years, when the old phoenix dies, its size and appearance, if it's like the pictures of, are as followed. The plumage are brightly red, partly gold, while the general make and size are almost exactly that of an eagle. They say the story of what the bird does, what does not seem to me are to be credible. Again, we're taking this from someone else. That he comes all the way from Arabia and brings the parent bird all plastered over the Myra to the temple of the sun, and there buries the body. In order to bring him, they say, he first forms a ball of mire. I don't know what mire is, and not giving an example of this. So, as it big as he finds that he can carry, then he hollows out the ball and puts his parent inside, which after which he covers over the opening with fresh mire, and the ball is then exactly the same weight as the first, so he brings it to Egypt, plasters over as I have said, and deposit in the Temple of the Sun, which is a story they tell of the doing of this bird. And this is very confusing because I don't know what they were telling him or why he said this is the account. Because one, I don't go against the account of the description of the plumage of a phoenix because it's supposed to be representing a fire. Because most of what I know of the phoenix is that uh, is reborn of fire. It dies in fire. Pretty much Fox, the phoenix in Harry Potter. That's how I know a phoenix dies and regenerates itself. It rises from the ashes after a big burst of flames. So yeah, that description is not the phoenix I have heard about and all that stuff. Um, so again, if this is an actual ancient Greek who's given this account, it's according to a 5th century BCE. That's why I call it BCE. Um, So they do say here skeptical, so I'm going to go with, yeah, this is very skeptical. If it's Greek, then they don't really give good description on other creatures outside their domain, as we go from the description of what they said was a unicorn. So yeah. Oh yeah, here it comes. Pliny the Elder. Same guy who gave us the description of the unicorn. So yeah, I wouldn't trust him. So but yeah. But it's just so interesting that the phoenix is given such a weird description, yet it's supposed to hold so much value to people, because the phoenix rises from the ashes, which means if you're rising from the ashes, you're rising from something that was completely destroyed. So again, the phoenix destroys itself to be reborn. So yeah, it's an image that really goes with you on so many things. And when you think of a phoenix, you do think of this majestic bird of gold, red, and oranges and yellows, and basically every hue you see in a flickering flame. So yeah, this is a living bird of fire, not to be mistaken with the Native American firebird, which I'll try to get to. So, but yeah, we have this majestic bird that is seen not only in Europe but also in the Middle East. As I said, from what I've read, it's most of the oranges is from Persia. So, and they said that according to that example, it was brought from Arabia to the Temple of the Sun. So, who knows what exact temple? He didn't give an exact name of the god is being brought to Egypt, and Egyptians, from what I can gather and what I've studied, they were very big worshippers of Ra, the sun god, that is Ra, oh, almighty. So yeah, the sun was very important. And what colors does the phoenix have? Colors of the sun. So yeah, and some of the stories I've heard about phoenix is that it will live out the day and then burn to ashes at night, and in the morning when the sun touches the ashes, it will be reborn. So again, we're seeing a progression of being born from the ashes, but also this goes with the whole progression of Ra's battle too, that he battles every night to bring back the day. So it's interesting that the bird would die at night but have to be reborn with the first touches of the sun's light. So yeah, I just think it's really interesting that we're given so little text on the phoenix, yet it's supposed to represent so much to so many people. So many people use it as an emblem for a lot of things. And they say, I'm like the phoenix, I've risen from the ashes. And that's something, yeah, I wouldn't want to exactly keep bragging about it all day long, but it does bring an image, you've gone down to the lowest point, and yet you've managed to bring yourself up, 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 up. So yeah. I wish I knew more stories of phoenixes. I can tell, but like I said, it's very hard to find stuff on the phoenix that could be used as a good myth, of because a lot of the stuff from other countries don't get translated too well over into European culture unless they can procure it for themselves. And it seems like the phoenix, because they weren't given more in depth, because it sounds like this from the example we're given from Wikipedia, is that they're very upset that they couldn't see the whole ceremony, that they're just, I don't know what Meyer is. So I'm like, he sounds like he's very put off. He can't see that ceremony. Well, there are some ceremonies outsiders are not allowed to see, and you just have to live with it. Unless you're willing to convert to the whole belief system, then you're not allowed to see it. That's the way it is. Live with it. I respect that. There are certain things that I just don't want to know. It's like hot dogs. I pretty much know what's in a hot dog. I just don't really want to know. I don't want to know what's in a hot dog. Who in the right mind wants to know what's in a hot dog? We just want to pretend we know, and that's it. So anyway, yeah. Uh, like I said, it's really hard because you really want good stories of a phoenix and like the good stories of unicorns, and yet we're not given a lot of stories because they're considered too sacred or too taboo to talk about because they're not completely adapted into Western culture, which is kind of interesting when you compare those creatures with, say, the Minotaur and the dragons. And yeah, these are creatures that the Minotaur, yes, it's a Greek creature, and the one we all know is about, yeah, the maze and the Minotaur. Half bull, half human. It's like, yeah, the whole story of the whole conception of the Minotaur is like, gee, yeah, that's gonna take a whole another video. Also with dragons, we have the European dragon, we have the Asian dragon. And like I said before, I kind of lean more toward the Asian ideas of dragons than the European idea of dragons, where when you compare it, the European dragons are completely greed themselves. And but if you look at the way Norse mythology looks at dragons, like they're kind of keeping the world going right now until Ragnarok. So yeah, that's kind of interesting, and hopefully I'll be able to find out some more myths about phoenixes because again, it's such a majestic bird and has such an idea of it rises from the ashes. It's just the idea of rising from the ashes. It rises from despair, which is what everyone thinks is ashes, because everything from ashes is what's been left from the burning of the fire. The ashes of a campfire, ashes of a burnt down building. So yeah, everyone can rise from the ashes. Hell, look at California. Every time they have a wildfire, they always rebuild. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave it today. I hope everyone's doing well, and I'll talk to you guys next time.